Thanks, guys. That's right. This week's EU summit was once seen as the deadline for the United Kingdom and the European Union to reach an exit agreement. But there's one key point that was a major obstacle in this week's talks. While both sides can agree that a hard border between Northern Ireland and Ireland is not feasible, they have not been able to agree on a solution to this problem. The EU says that Prime Minister Theresa May did not offer anything new in negotiations at this week's summit. And one idea that has emerged this week is extending the length of the transition period that is set to follow Brexit. Right now, this transition period is scheduled to take place from the time the UK officially leaves the EU at 11 p.m. on March 29, 2019, until December 31, 2020. EU Council President Donald Tusk says the EU would agree to extend this period. However, May is not quite on board.
But the point is that this is not expected to be used because we are working to ensure that we have that future relationship in place by the end of December 2020. I'm clear that it is possible to do that, and that's what we're working for.
So, Gabrielle, what does this mean for Brexit moving forward? Could there be a delay in the UK leaving the EU?
So right now, this date is set for the 29th of March, and it doesn't look like that's going to get pushed back. There is this idea that the transition period may be extended. The EU says, yes, we're willing to extend this, but May said she would consider it, but she's really not on board with that. She thinks they can get everything done in time.
So May's considering it, but even if May and the EU reaches an agreement, the British Parliament still has to approve it. Are they on board with what their Prime Minister is saying, or have they been critical of her lately?
There has been a lot of criticism surrounding May's government. If you remember back for the past couple of months, a number of members of her cabinet have been resigning. She's had to reappoint people to the cabinet, and she's drawing criticism from both sides. Conservatives are saying that she's trying to buy time, as are people who are pro-EU.
All right. Thank you, Gabrielle.
Thanks.
Now, U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin will not